All right. So let's see here. Everything is on. Hopefully you can all hear me. Let me know if you can't. Screens. Reflecting in my glasses. All right. So I am going to remember this time to mute my mic before I leave. I have a plan for it. And I'm also going to, I don't like this camera angle. It's like way too high. I feel like I'm, okay. So let me know how my volume is. I might need to turn my gain up a little bit. One sec. Hello, hello. How's that? I can also adjust my mic so that it's a little bit closer to my mouth. Nope, it's fallen down again. Oh, it's fallen. There we go. Well, thank you all for joining me, and I apologize if my sounds are all sorts of wonky. Let me know. Somebody was saying last time that the timer sound was too loud. So definitely let me know if that's the case, and I'll see if I can fix it. I tried to turn it down a little bit, and I promise I'll stop touching my microphone. Okay. Well, we have jumped on here. We're going to be doing some writing sprints. We probably won't get quite as many people. A couple people told me that they have stuff going on, and so they're not going to be joining on, but we are going to be writing all the same. We are going to be running sprints no matter what, whether or not other people are around, because you can always catch up later. If you're not able to make the 10 o'clock start time for the sprint, no problem. You can just come and sprint at a later time. That's the nice thing about the internet. Everything lasts forever. And so you're going to be able to watch this video literally forever. So we have a couple more people jumping on. Hello, thank you all for joining. We have about 7 minutes until we get into sprinting. I'm trying to keep a very strict schedule on this because the point of this is to work. It's not to chat, though I do like chatting. Chatting is one of my favorite things. Maybe we can do a stream that's just chatting some other time. But this is a sprinting stream, and so we're going to be sprinting. So hopefully, as more people filter in, we're going to get a good group doing the work, because that's what we're here to do, the work. So today I am in a transition period. And what I mean by that is my book is at a point that I'm transitioning from the the first 2/3 into the last 2/3. And so the conflict is heating up. There are higher stakes, and we're starting to get into the real meat of the plot. We've sort of established baseline, and we're about to get into sort of the heavy lifting. The last few weeks have been a little bit weird, but it hasn't helped in terms of just being sick and my schedule being off. But it hasn't helped that I'm in this transition period, because I always find these transitions when I'm writing a little bit difficult. I find you have to strike the tone correctly, and it's hard for me to do that. Also, I tend not to write and then rewrite. I tend to not write until I'm happy with whatever is going to come. And once I write it, if it's not working, instead of just sort of continuing to write, I'll pause and I'll reflect on where I am and what I'm doing. And so that this can lead to some periods of inactivity, which are then sort of demoralizing, because I find myself just not making the progress that I was hoping to make. For example, I was hoping to be done with this book actually 2 weeks ago. But again, I got sick for a week, and then there was some scheduling issues, and it's the holidays, so it's just a busy time. So I don't like this camera angle. I don't know if I mentioned that. It's too high. I think I'm going to get something to bring it down for tomorrow. We're going to leave it for today, right? Instead of trying to adjust immediately, we are going to let it ride. I'll see how I feel about it at the end of the day, but I don't like craning my head up. It's weird. Hello. Welcome to everybody who has come and joined the chat. We have 4 minutes until we're going to get started. Would it be helpful if I had some sort of sprint timer hanging out in the air right here? Let me know in the chat if you think it would be helpful to have like a, hey, next sprint in X amount of time. One of the things that I don't want to do is I don't want to add too much like management to the stream. And so, yeah. The other thing that I don't know how to do is I don't know how to solve the time discrepancy of me saying, hey, we're going to get started exactly at 10:10, and then there's a delay, and so it doesn't show up on your end until 10:01 or 10:02. I don't know how to solve that. So maybe you can help me. If you know how to solve that, you can tell me. But I do have my timer all set up, and we are getting ready to go. Again, we're going to be running this timer for 31 minutes. That 1 minute is just so that I can get over to my other desk and I can sort of settle in and get ready to go. And then once we have that, yeah. If you happen to listen to Battle Mage Farmer on audio, Battle Mage Farmer number 5 just dropped on audio. That's Transformation, and it's a fantastic book. So if you're into the Battle Mage Farmer series on audio, then definitely check it out. Some pretty exciting things actually coming for the Battle Mage Farmer series. Very excited about them for this next year, because we're not only going to be putting together an audio drama of Battle Mage Farmer, but there should be a webcomic coming out in 2024 as well. And that was announced at the end or at the beginning of last year, and there was I didn't know whether it was going to be fall of 2023 or spring of 2024, and it's looking like spring of 2024 because we've already passed fall of 2023. So it didn't come out. No, but I'm excited for that as well. I don't know if you saw Primal Hunters comic just dropped. If you're a fan of Lit RPG, that's a great one. And I had a little bit of time, so I checked out the first chapter, and it was awesome. The art's really cool. And I will I'll read the rest of it when I have a moment over the holidays here. But we have about a minute until we get going. Hello to anybody who's jumped in, and a timer would be nice. I agree. I think that having a timer until the having a timer would be good. But it looks like thanks to AJ, it looks like we might have a low latency, or we could set it to low latency. And so it should be real, almost immediate, as opposed to having this delay. I'm not going to do that now. Again, welcome to anybody who's joined the channel. We have less than a minute, and we are going to get started. And so, I did the wrong thing again. I have to do this first. Huzzah! Let's get our music going. Look at that. Isn't that fancy? How nice is that? We're going to make that a little bit bigger. And we're going to pull that down. And we are going to get this party started. Well, hello there, folks. We have reached the end of our sprint. One thing that I do want to do is I want to figure out a better way to make sure that I'm getting to that alarm quickly, because it's kind of annoying to have it going off for like a couple of minutes, but I don't always stop my sprints like on the dot. And so I need a better system to like coordinate between here and there. But I'm going to go check and see how I did on my sprint. So give me 1 second and I'll be right back. All right, and here we are. So that was pretty good. It was a little bit of a rough start, but things started flowing as I went. And let me figure out here. What are we doing? So that was a solid sprint. That was a really good one. Hope it went well for you folks as well. Let me stop the music. I don't know why I'm still playing the music. But I did 16:45 approximately. I don't know that for sure. Very nice. So we have people who are doing other things besides writing during these sprints, because these are just sprints. I know I call them writing sprints, but you can do any activity during this time. Love it. We got some people plotting. We have some people video editing. We have words coming in. I absolutely love it. I have to sign in. I don't want to sign in. Oh, I just closed my chat. Sorry, people. There we go. So we have people plotting, we have people writing, we have people doing video editing. That's fantastic. All right. So we have about 6 minutes until our next sprint. We take a little bit of a break because it's good to get up and stretch. I don't know, maybe we should do a stretching routine. Probably not today. But somebody was telling me that you can do good stretches if you sit on your hand and you stretch your neck like this. That's supposed to be good for you. Mostly just makes my hand hurt, but apparently stretching is a good idea. Standing up as well, so make sure you're standing up during this period. Making sure that you're getting your blood flowing. You don't want to just be sitting all day. And when you're writing, especially if you're doing concentrated writing sprints, it's good to get you writing. But yes, reading back through the chat, I do write via dictation. I dictate and then I go through and edit. I use an AI tool to add punctuation. It's GPT 4.0 on 0 temperature, so it doesn't change any of the text, or it's not supposed to. Occasionally, if my audio isn't clear, it'll guess at a word, but it's like 99% accurate, and it adds all of my punctuation in, which saves me a ton of time. And then I can go through after the fact and I can edit, and I do that off stream, but I'll run through that and make sure that it's working, or that whatever I'm writing just sort of makes sense. But I found that dictation works really well for me. I like speaking a lot. I really like talking, and so it's a natural way for me to write. But we have a few minutes left until our next sprint. So while we are waiting, some things to talk about. I have a Discord server, And so if you want to get into that, you should. One of the things that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to start dropping my, and AJ did it today for me, which, thank you. Tyken's the man. He's doing all the things. But if you're on the Discord server, which, Tyken, do you mind putting a link? Oh, I don't know if you can do an invite from Discord. So I'm going to do a Discord invite into Novaterra. Invite people. Why is that? That's the wrong thing. I don't know how to do that. And we don't have enough time. I'm going to figure that out. I'm going to drop a Discord link. We're going to do it. Here we go. Boom. Discord link. You can join the Discord. And use Tyken's. Tyken's is better because it's permanent. But mine will work too. And thank you, Tyken, for doing that. As I said, he's fantastic. So come join the Discord. There is a writing room where I'll be posting the links for these sprints every time. But we have less than a minute until we're going to go again. Once more, we are going to run a 31-minute sprint starting in less than 60 seconds. We are going to... Oh no, invite invalid. Boo. Well, we'll figure it out later because we're going to be writing. So get ready to sprint once more. We are going to swap over to here. I am going to adjust this and get that ready to go. And ladies and gentlemen, let's get our sprint on. Well, there we go, folks. That is our second sprint all done. So once again, let me know what sort of word count you got. Remember, we're just looking for better than 0. Anything's good. And if you're not writing, let me know how your sprint went. Did you get some work done? I certainly hope so. So I ended up working through some things. Took me a little bit longer than I was hoping, but that's okay. So let's see here. I ended up $1,575 new words. Pretty good. Pretty good for a sprint. Plus, I have successfully made my transition. I've moved from one spot to another, and I'm really happy with that. And I love it. So we're getting some people in here. We got 320 words, fantastic. I'm sorry, 302 words, fantastic. We've got some plotting going on. We've got video editing going on, more words. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. So spending this concentrated period of time working without distractions, I have always found super helpful. So happy that all of you have joined me for these sprints. It is a really helpful, it's a really helpful like method of working that I have found. And, you know, one thing that I will say is sometimes it just takes time to get into them. You know, sometimes it doesn't come immediately, but it is really important that you stick to it. You know, I was just reading something, actually not reading, I was listening to something talking about sort of the value of solitude, the value of distractionless time and space. And one thing that I've noticed about myself is that often if something is difficult or if something is hard, my tendency is to just sort of give it a bit of a go and but after 5 minutes of the discomfort of it, to just bug out, right? To find something to distract myself, to find something to do that's different so that I don't feel that discomfort. Sprints are so nice because you give yourself permission, hey, after this period of time is over, I'm going to do something else, right? I'm going to disconnect from this. And so there is a time limit on it. And because there's a time limit on it, it makes it easier, in my opinion, to then do the actual work. Now, that doesn't mean it's always easy. Sometimes it's hard, but that's okay. We're here for hard things, right? We're here to do the work, and we're here to make sure we're getting our work done. And that's what we're doing. We're doing sprints. So 6 minutes, and we're going to run one more. I'm generally going from or trying to do 3 sprints with each stream. So the first one starting at 10:10, the second one starting at 10:50, and then the last one starting at 11:30. And that is that's my conception of this, is to just do these sprints. Normally I would do these just by myself, you know, or I would run them with other people, maybe on Discord, something like that. But I am hoping that this is helpful for you as well, to get you into a consistent rhythm of doing this, of doing the work, right? Because even if you just do a little bit every day, I mean, if you do 3 sprints of, let's say, 300 words, you get 900 words for the day, right? Over time, that's just going to add up. If you do 5 days of that every week, that's going to add up. And so I think that we get the work done. And that's the important thing. For my Foxy says, for me personally, I prefer unlimited long 4+ hours of writing with only eating and drinking breaks. It makes it my writing much higher quality. So I would actually agree with that. I would say that if you can do long interrupted periods of time, you should. That's the best thing to do. But that's not often available for most people, partially because that takes training. It takes time to do it. So I do a 1.5 hour sprint, if you can call it that, in the morning. And then I do another 2-hour sprint after eating breakfast. And so that I'm doing that sort of same, just sort of concentrated writing time. And then I'm obviously getting on here to run these sprints. And so hopefully that's going to be my, rhythm, I guess is the right word for that, going forward. So we're gonna see. And again, I don't know that I'm going to do this stream every day, but for the time being, I'm just gonna roll with it and see how it goes. But I want you to let me know. Is this something that you find helpful? Would you like this to happen every day? Is this the sort of thing that you would enjoy engaging with on a regular basis? Should I be doing it twice a week, 3 times a week? What are your thoughts? I will say that sort of long uninterrupted writing sections are good. But another thing that is is just interesting is that when I dictate, I can't do more than half an hour to 40 minutes without falling into a lull. And what I mean by that is that half an hour space seems to be perfect for my flow. And then I will shift and need to do something else, and then I can get back into another half an hour. When I am typing, I can go for 4 to 6 hours at a time. The flow is different for me. And so that's an interesting thing. We have about 2 minutes, and we're going to run another sprint. We do have a question from Orkmand. Is formal education at college necessary to write in a general sense? I would say no. I would say that probably the majority of writers today who are active in their writing were not trained in how to write in a formal setting. It can help, but what I will say is that nothing beats writing for training you how to write. The best things you can do are to read more and then write more. Because in reading more, you're going to understand how you put words together, how other people put words together, and you can dissect it and you can internalize it. And I actually have a video coming out on this, how you should be imitating other people's styles of writing. And I don't know if the video will be out next week or the week after that. Anyway, it is coming, so look forward to that. But I will say that after you've read a lot, then the next best thing you can do is writing. Just write a lot. But don't just write, get feedback on your writing. And that's how we improve, right? We practice, and then we intentionally practice, and then we get feedback, and we incorporate that feedback, and then we iterate on what we've done. And so that's how we go. All right. So we are ready to go. It is time to sprint once more. Let me get this started. Oh, I keep doing that thing, and I realized that I didn't do the other thing, and we are about to start here. So let's see on the other side of this.
About it right now, everything's okay. No matter where you find yourself, no matter what kind of stuff is going on in your life, underneath it all, everything's actually all right. You're okay. You have more power than you might be giving yourself credit for. If you have something that's going on in your life right now that's challenging, painful, it's just a reminder to take a little bit better care of yourself. Because you're worth it. You can have this feeling anytime you choose.
right. So that is our third and final sprint all done. And now I forget what my count is. 1 sec. Ugh. All right. I am back. So, how did it go? How did you do? Let's see. I got some words in, and I'm pretty happy with how it went, actually. I'm pretty happy. Let's see if I can do some math here. Math is not my strong suit, if I'm honest, but that was a fun sprint. I was doing a good bit of work that was just sort of free form, and it felt really good. Things took a little bit of a different direction, and I was able to throw a little bit of fun into the chapter, and that is sort of where, I'm excited with how it turned out. So I ended up at just under 5,000 words across the 3 sprints. This last one, 1680 new words, pretty solid. That's about where I am these days. That's a number that I'm actually trying to have climb. I'd like to get that closer to 2,000 words eventually, but then I actually want to work up until I'm able to do 3,000 words in a half-hour period. That's my goal, is by the end of next year, is a 3,000 word sprint. So we're going to try it. But hit just about 5,000 words, feeling pretty good about it. Everybody is just killing it. I love this. We have people world building. A couple people got a bit distracted, but you know what? That happens, and that's okay. That's why we do this consistently, right? That's why we don't do it, we don't just push it off or do it sporadically. We run sprints consistently because it's in the consistency that we make progress. So, glad to see a couple other people have joined us. Let me know if my volume is now too loud. Occasionally I'm redlining here, and love it. We have some great numbers. We have people who have finished chapters. Love to see that. Well, as always, thank you for running sprints with me. Tomorrow I will be on at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to do this again. So be here if you can. And if you have to join a little bit late, that's okay. We'll be running sprints this week. It's from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We run them half an hour sprints, and we do 10 minutes off, 30 minutes for a sprint, 10 minutes off, 30 minutes for a sprint, 10 minutes off, 30 minutes for a sprint. And we do a nice, neat 3 sprints during that time period. So, thank you again, everybody, so much for joining me. As always, I appreciate the work that you're doing. Seriously, it's awesome to see people getting their work done. So, I am going to go and probably keep working, but it's not going to be on stream. But I'll see you tomorrow, all right? And maybe at a different angle. I'm thinking I don't like this high angle. I might try lowering it a little bit. I'm not sure. If you have any suggestions for ways that I can improve my stream, let me know. Leave a comment letting me know what things I can do to improve it, and I will do that. I'm thinking that I'm going to try to put a timer up here that just says this is how long we have until the next sprint. But if I'm going to, that might be, I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. But it looks like a bunch of people are going for lunch, and that sounds like a fantastic idea. I should get some lunch too. Anyway, wonderful to see you. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.